Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've been following along for a while, you probably know that I love Dior Beauty and I talk a lot about it, but there are other brands that I absolutely love and I'm a huge fan of. And one of them is another French brand and it's L'Occitane. Honestly, I've known about L'Occitane for many years. Even as I was younger, I would, like walk through the mall and I would see L'Occitane and I would be like, oh, that sounds like a cute little French brand. But I never really cared much for it because I didn't really know too much about skincare other than whatever my dermatologist told me to use. But a few months ago, L'Occitane ended up sending me a PR package and I fell in love with the brand. It suddenly made sense why everybody loves it and why their products are so popular. And so today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about L'Occitane and some of my favorite products. Starting off with what I consider to be my holy grail, honestly, this shower oil. Clearly I have used it up to the point where it's almost over. This is, by the way, my third bottle, so I've been using it for a while and I love it. I do have a refill actually because it does come with a refill option. And so I do have a refill that I need to fill it up once I'm done with this. But the reason why I love this so much is because I literally use it, one, for like shaving, and two, as a little like lymphatic drainage moment in the shower. Not to mention it also literally helps to wash everything off. But because it is an oil-like texture that lathers up so nicely, it's really helpful if you want to do like a little like lymphatic drainage while you're showering. So what I end up doing is I just put it over my arms, well, all over my body, but like on my arms, put it all over, and then I'll start massaging my arms like upwards. First of all, let me backtrack. If you ever want to do a lymphatic drainage on yourself, like make sure that you're always opening up your lymph nodes. So just like tap here, and then obviously also like under your armpits and everything like that, just so that you can really get the lymph nodes open and then flowing, like draining. So then I apply the oil and then I just like start moving towards like the lymph nodes and just like pushing that back. Basically, it's the whole concept. But that's why I love this, is because I get to use it in the shower, not just as a body wash, but also just as a nice little lymphatic massage oil product. And also if you are shaving, it works great. You literally just apply it. It just leaves your skin so smooth, and then you just shave super easily without needing to use a shaving cream if you don't want to. So it really just serves a million different purposes, and it also smells really good. It does smell a little bit like almond because it is almond oil, so just beware, but I personally love the scent. So this one is literally like a must-have. I don't go without it. Love this one so much. 10 out of 10 recommend. Now another product that I love is this moisturizer. This one is the Immortelle Divine. I don't know if you're able to read it there, but it is an amazing moisturizer. This is actually my second bottle, and as you can tell, I've definitely been using it. It's supposed to help with anti-aging. I've mentioned this many other times, like I do use some anti-aging products. I don't quite have wrinkles, more like fine lines I would say, so I can't speak to it specifically in terms of the anti-aging properties, but I do feel like it leaves my skin so moisturized, so plump, so rejuvenated. So honestly, I would say that's what it's supposed to do. It does have a bit of a scent. I would say honestly all the L'Occitane products do have a bit of a scent, so if you're super sensitive to scents, which by the way, I have very sensitive skin and I haven't had any sort of negative reaction with any other products, but I know that there's people that just like absolutely hate things that are scented, so that's why I wanted to let you know, like if you don't like scented things, most L'Occitane products, if not all to be honest, do have a scent. I use this one morning and night. I do like to alternate my skincare, so there will be times where I go through like a few weeks of doing Dior Beauty, a few weeks of doing Summer Fridays, and then a few weeks of doing L'Occitane. I just feel like my skin prefers it like that. Like it honestly does best when I'm alternating products versus just like sticking to one routine forever. Also, I find that like depending on the time of the month, there's certain products that like just sit better with my skin than others. But I love using this one morning and night, and I apply it all over my face and a little bit over my neck. And I mentioned this before whenever I've talked about skincare, but always apply in an upward motion because you really want to make sure that you maximize those anti-aging properties. Go against gravity. I would say this one looks like it has like a little bit of a thicker consistency, but when you actually apply it, it goes on very smoothly on your skin. I always grab like a spoon so that I'm not like dipping my fingers into it, and then I just apply it all over my face. And it will feel thicker at first, but like once you actually apply it, I feel like it becomes very much like a smooth texture. Anyway, another product that I use on my neck is this Immortelle. I don't know how to pronounce this. To be fully honest, I really don't know, and I don't want to try, but it is part of the same line, and it is a serum that is for the neck, and it's specifically designed for those lines that you get around the neck. I will say there is one area where I do get a lot of lines, mostly because I'm always like looking like this and at my phone, so like obviously you start getting those lines. Also, if you work, in front of a computer or something, there's a very high chance that you're actually like hunching down. And so this is super helpful because this area is definitely the one where I will say like, one, I think we forget a lot about it, like our neck and our chest. So that's where a lot of times like aging is very visible. But then two, like I said, like there's a lot of things that we do on a day-to-day basis that probably cause some like extra wrinkles and stuff. And so this is an area that is definitely, I feel like oftentimes overlooked, but we also need to moisturize it and keep it hydrated and looking its best. And this one's specifically designed to just just really firm and lift that skin in your neck area. And so I love using this one morning and night. One thing to note, this one is specifically just for the neck, so I don't know what happens if you apply it on the rest of your face, but it's meant for the neck. Just for reference, the texture of this one is more of like a serum. I'll apply just a little bit on my hand for reference, so it just looks like that. And then when you apply it, like when you massage it in, it just becomes like clear, like you really don't see anything. Next up is this nail and cuticle oil. This one I love so much because my nails tend to get very dry, or I should say like my cuticles tend to get very dry. And so I literally just keep this on my desk, and in the mornings or like throughout the day, like as I'm working, I just like use this. It's a little brush and you just press it and then the serum comes up. I don't know that you're able to see it there, but then I just go through on my nail and I apply it, and I literally just will go, like I'll be in the middle of a meeting or something and I'm just like, yeah, let me just like apply my little cuticle serum or cuticle oil and just keep my cuticles hydrated and moisturized, because they do tend to get dry and then it just kind of ruins the manicure. Like, it just doesn't look good. Not to mention it starts like peeling and stuff. So yeah, you know what, like it's important to keep it moisturized, just like you keep the rest of your body and face moisturized. Like don't miss out on your cuticles either. So then you have cute and shiny cuticles. You could even keep this in your purse and just throughout the day like start applying some, like whatever's needed. It's super easy, super convenient. It doesn't leave you greasy or anything. Even though it's an oil, I don't feel like it is greasy or anything, and it doesn't really spill, if that makes sense. Like it stays on my cuticles, so it's just there. And since we're on the topic of hand care, the hand cream that they have is absolutely amazing. They do have some scented ones. I do like the cherry blossom one. I do feel like it smells really, really nice, but this one is like the OG. So 20% shea butter. Oh, and one other thing before I forget to mention, actually, this one's 20% shea butter, this one's 30% shea oil, and another product that I'm showing in just a second is going to be 15% shea butter. But a lot of the L'Occitane products, especially the ones that are very hydrating and nourishing, are like with shea butter, so that's a very prevalent ingredient in their products. But this hand cream, I love it. I keep this one on my nightstand along with the foot cream that I'm about to talk about in a second. And what I like to do is just like at night before I go to bed, I just apply a little bit on my hand, usually like on the back of my hand, and then I just like start massaging it, and I give myself a little like hand massage, moisturize my hands, make sure that they're soft, and it's so helpful. Living in Miami, my hands don't get as dry as they used to when I lived in Chicago. That was for sure, like this would have been very needed. So I would say if you live somewhere where there's winter or at least like drier areas and stuff, this is a must, because I feel like our hands, especially like our knuckles, they crack so easily and they get so dry so quickly. So this is an absolute must. I literally, like I said, just apply it at night and I wake up with super soft, nice hands. And honestly, you can just apply this throughout the day. Like I just apply it at night because it's convenient. Like I just have it there on my nightstand, so that's when I remember. But I would say it doesn't leave you sticky or anything like that. So if you want to apply it during the day, you don't have to be concerned about it leaving you sticky or oily or anything. I'm actually going to apply a little bit of this one just so that you see what it is like. So it is a little bit on the thicker end because it is for dry skin. You definitely do want it to be very moisturizing, but I honestly feel like this is enough, and so I just like apply it like this and then I massage it on my hands, making sure that I get everything. You can also even do like your arms if you wanted to. I typically just keep it to my hands, but the option is there. And there you have it. You are left with super soft hands. And like I said, it's not sticky or anything like that. And I talked about this already a little bit, but this is the foot cream. This one is the one that is with 15% shea butter. So you can see that there. It specifically says that it's for dry skin, which I definitely do have dry skin. And I have been loving this thing. I also apply it at night, so I also keep it on my nightstand, and I literally just apply it on my feet right before I go to bed. This I definitely recommend doing it like that, because then it doesn't, nothing gets stuck to your feet, because it does stay a little bit moisturized for a bit, I guess would be the term. So like if you put on socks or something like that, like fuzzies could definitely stick to your feet. So I just like to apply it at night and then just go to bed. And I love this thing. I don't know what it is about like wearing sandals all the time that I just feel like my feet get a little bit more dry and like more likely to get calluses. I feel like, at least that's been my experience, like wearing sandals all the time and like open-toed shoes. Like I feel like my feet just like get drier and don't look the best. And so this has been a game changer. Like it really keeps my feet so soft. It's amazing. So like I said, these two, they're always on my nightstand and they're always part of my nighttime routine. Anyway, those are my favorite L'Occitane products. If you're interested in any of these, I'll make sure to leave a link for them in the description. But if you have any questions, you can drop that in the comments. And if you've tried any of these products and you want to share your thoughts, you can do so as well. If there's anything else that you want me to talk about, review, any other brands that you've maybe seen in one of my videos but I haven't really like delved into it, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to share everything about anything. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.